Hello everybody. So as you all know, I used to bleach and dye my hair a lot. I still dye my hair actually because my hair is so damaged from the bleach that it doesn't hold hair dye for longer than 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks this will fade out to that really light brown that you've seen in the videos previously, and I prefer it a dark brown personally, and I'm keeping it brown. I've recently become more boring. You know, I'm wearing normal people clothes, and I'm really liking dark hair, and I'm trying to grow it. I'm really trying to grow it, and my hair is very, very, very slow at growing. But I wanted to talk about how my hair is not falling out of my head. In fact, it's never really fallen out of my head. It's been severely damaged, but I've managed to always bring it back from the brink. And I want to talk about some of the techniques that I've been using over the last year or so that's really helped minimize the damage that I've been doing to my hair. So number one, first rule of anything to do with your body, be your skin, your hair, your nails, your inside health, your outside health, whatever, stay hydrated. You have to drink water. You have to drink a butt ton of water. If your pee is dark yellow, you need to drink more water. It needs to be a very light yellow. If it's too clear, then you're wasting that water you're drinking. There's no point drinking it because it's just going straight out. It needs to be like a light yellow, very pale yellow. Great. Now we've talked about pee. Let's move on to something. Let's move on to something else. In terms of food, have a ton of protein. Have a ton of vegetables because vegetables do have a lot of protein in, especially if you don't eat meat. If you are on any diet that is not vegan, then you can have eggs, which are a great source of protein, and eggs are proven to be very good for your hair. I'm not going to dispute that at all. They say that eating fatty foods can be good for your hair as well. I don't know about that one. I have heard that. Avocados specifically are very good as a mask and to eat. It nourishes your hair from the inside out, as well as nuts as well. I personally do not like the taste of nuts. Don't take that out of context, please. So I tend to stay away from nuts, but just all of those kind of foods where they've got a lot of amino acids, etc., that will do a lot of good for your hair from the inside out, whereas the products I'm about to talk about help from the outside in. So, first off, find yourself a good hair mask. There are tons of hair masks out there. One that I have found that is really, really good, and I've tested so many. Go into Boots in the UK and look for this. This is the Shea Moisture Jamaican Black Castor Oil Strengthen and Restore Treatment Mask. This stuff, it's not cheap. I think it's like £12 or so for a tub. A little goes a very long way. But it is natural castor oil with shea butter, and it's great stuff. Their entire range is supposed to be fantastic. I've only tried this, but my hair feels so silky soft afterwards. I really do believe it really deep conditions your hair. It smells great too. No sulfates, no parabens, no... I can't even pronounce that. That's good that it hasn't got that in it. Secondly, get yourself a good leave-in spray, like a leave-in conditioner, something you spray in your hair after you've towel dried it. I'm using this at the moment, which is by OGX or Organics. I know I made a video about them. I'm going to talk about that in a second. This is the Renewing Plus Argan Oil of Morocco. So dry oil. So basically when you've got towel dried hair, just a couple of sprays and then comb it through, leave it in, and don't use a hairdryer on your hair, which I'll talk about again in a second. So I know I made a video on an old channel talking about how this is not cruelty-free. This brand is kind of up in the air. No one really knows because they furiously deny that they test on animals, that any of their ingredients are tested on animals, but there are reports they sell in mainland China. But they seem to be denying all of this. So I'm really not sure about this brand, but I do know that it is a really, really good spray. And I think until it is confirmed completely that this is something that is tested on animals, then I'm going to continue using it. It is very, very good, and it's quite cheap as well. But basically, if you don't trust this brand or you don't like this brand, there are tons of other brands. Anything really that works as a heat defense spray, any kind of oil spray really will do. You could even just get some drops of olive oil and just put it through your roots, you know, anything you want, really. Just an oil that can soak into damp hair, because damp hair is the most absorbent. There's no point putting oil on dry hair. You won't get any results. No point putting it on soaking wet hair because it will just run off. make it like towel dried hair, and then just leave it in. Now the next product I want to talk about, this is a weird one. This is very weird. You may have heard of it, you may have not. Most of you will not have heard of this. I get this in my local beauty shop, and let me tell you, it smells bloody awful. It is the Apogee 2-step protein treatment and the balancing moisturizer. I actually haven't used these bottles just yet because I don't use this too often. This is some weird stuff, okay? So it's a 2-step protein treatment. It says stops hair breakage, rebuilds hair structure for 6 weeks, ideal for color-treated, relaxed, or permed hair. Now, I've used this for a good few years when my hair's been over-bleached, over-processed, and it's basically just snapping off. This stuff, how do I describe it? So basically, it smells of cat pee. It's really awful. It's like this yellow liquid. It's not thick, it's like a runny, watery liquid. You run it through your hair, all the way through, soak it root to tip, and then you get a hairdryer and you dry it into your hair. You're supposed to use it in a salon where you got one of those heat cap things, but you can use a hairdryer so long as it's on a low setting, because otherwise what happens with it is it makes your hair rock hard. This stuff dries and it like encapsulates your hair in this like protein. You will look like Bart Simpson. It will be like out here, it's just rock hard. You can't bend it or anything. So if you use like a really strong speed, a really high speed on your hairdryer, then you might end up snapping it, which is not good. But if you use a low speed, just to dry this stuff into your hair, leave it for really as long as you want. I used to leave this on for up to an hour or so, and then wash it out, which takes a long time, and your hair will smell like cat pee. And then use the balancing moisturizer, which balances the pH of your hair. It is a miracle worker, this stuff, truly. This one costs like $16.99 for a bottle. It does go a long way, but it is very good. It's like a hidden gem. If you can get hold of this, I would recommend it. Some people have said that they've had really bad reaction to it. Specifically, if you have afro hair, I've heard that it doesn't always react well to that. I suppose that's because of how much like it will dry, and but this stuff for me has saved my hair countless times. There are another couple of products that I forgot to go and get, so now I've got to go get them. But that's okay, because I'm using my little Zoom H4n to talk to you, so I can just carry on talking to you as I leave. Look at this. The sound isn't changing. Isn't this weird? Just gonna go into my bathroom now. Okay. I'm back, bitches. This next product is the most expensive here. You may have heard of it. It's used in salons, but you get a little bottle to take home if you have a treatment done in a salon. It's called Olaplex. Olaplex is kind of a recent invention. It's only been out for like a couple of years in salons. This stuff, I don't know specifically how it works, but hair colorists will mix this stuff in with bleach to protect your hair as it's being lifted, and you get pretty much minimized damage from bleaching. So if you have over-processed hair, over-bleached hair, you can literally just get an Olaplex treatment in certain salons, and your hair will feel so silky smooth. It does something with the bonds within your hair that have broken through damage. It does repair them from the inside out, apparently, as far as I know anyway. So you have a treatment at a salon, and then you either get a bottle to take home if it's a really lovely salon, or you can pay for an extra bottle if they're a bit of a stingy salon. I think this cost me, I think this was £30. It doesn't go all that far. When they sell it to you, they'll say, oh, a little goes a long way. It doesn't really, but you're supposed to use this once a week between chemical services to strengthen hair. Mine is like right down the bottom now. I've only used it like 3 or 4 times. You don't get much, but they say this stuff is honestly, just like the other stuff, is a miracle worker. I will be honest, I haven't noticed a massive difference, but that's maybe because I've only used this like a few times. But I know that after I've used it, and it says apply it to towel dried hair, and then leave it for 10 minutes or more. Leave it on for as long as you can, really. And then step 2 is rinse it from hair, so that it's completely out your hair. Then shampoo and condition, which sounds weird to me. I don't know about shampooing as normal after a treatment like that. I feel like that might just maybe reverse some of the effects. That's another thing that I'm going to talk about, however, in just a second. And the final product that I want to show you is something that I have been trying for about a month so far, that I have spoken about in one of my videos. Have you noticed that there's a little bit of growth, maybe just like a little bit in the last like 28 days or so? That's because I've been using these. This is Hair Burst. I got these in Holland & Barrett. There was a penny sale, so you get one box and then you get another one for a penny. So I was like, you know what, I'll try it out. It's probably rubbish. I personally think these have left my hair really soft and shiny. Even if like there hasn't been a massive noticeable change in length, my hair feels stronger. And I think it's because of the vitamins inside of this. It has collagen and MSM. I don't know what that is, I'll be honest. Biotin and silica. Biotin is known as the hair chemical. I don't want to say chemical, vitamin. You know, if you wanna get healthy hair, take a lot of biotin. That's kind of a well-known thing. They come as little capsules like that. Oh, like that. They smell horrible. But yeah, I've taken them for 28 days. I have noticed a difference in my hair's condition and length, and I would fully recommend it. And finally, here are just some tips that I've picked up along the way. This is going to sound very obvious and generic, but obviously avoid heat wherever you can. I know how tempting it is to go out every day with perfectly straightened hair or perfectly coiled? I would say curled hair. And you might feel like your hair is super frizzy if you don't straighten it. If you're having what I call a down day where you're not meeting anybody, you're just going shopping, you're not seeing anybody, you're not out to impress anybody or anything like that. I know that it's all about feeling good about yourself, but if you can, it's great for your hair if you just avoid heat. If you can, like, put it up in a bun or a ponytail or a plait or something. Do what you can to just protect it, you know? Using heat basically just destroys the natural oils that are on your hair, leaving your hair unprotected to the harsh weathers, and it just leaves it dry and fragile. That's not new to you. That's not an industry tip. You know, that's not something secret from the inside, I'm telling you. Everyone knows that heat is bad for your hair. I use it, I admit, you know, I'm using it when I make videos because I like it. But if I'm not filming videos, I don't do it. I leave my hair to dry naturally. I put on the spray, you know, I towel dry it, put on the oil spray, comb it, part it, and then that's it. That's all I do with it. And it goes all flicky and horrible and stuff at the back, but I know that ultimately when I do have my hair straightened, it will appear longer because it has grown from not being so damaged and splitting at the bottom. And it has. Secondly, this is something that I used to struggle with a lot. Do not wash your hair every day, by which I mean don't use shampoo every day. However, feel free to use conditioner every day. I don't know if there is a downside to that. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments that's a really bad thing to do. But I wash my hair with shampoo, I think, maybe twice a week. There was a point where I was washing it once a week, and it was in great condition. You can train your hair to produce less oil so that you only need to wash it once a week and it doesn't get greasy. It can take a while, and you might feel really insecure and, you know, you might feel like a bit of a grease ball in the meantime, but it's so worth it. I know there's nothing better than the feeling of, you know, being clean and all that, but sodium lauryl sulfate will just dry out your hair completely. It's one of the worst things you can put on your hair. You're basically putting washing up liquid on your hair. Washing up liquid is a degreaser. Shampoo is just a mild form of that. Or if you're using something called a clarifying shampoo or Head and Shoulders, it is basically just washing up liquid. Hence why hair dye comes out when you use a clarifying shampoo. I might make a video on how to fade hair dye fast if you want that, because oh Lord, I'm the master of that. But nowadays, I shower every day, because I like feeling clean. I like the smell and all that stuff and whatever. But when it comes to my hair, I get in the shower, run the shower head, whatever, get my hair soaking wet, put conditioner on it, and then leave that and do the rest of the bits, you know, your doodah and all that stuff, you know, do everything else, and then, you know, that's it. Then rinse out the conditioner. I mean, obviously you know how to condition hair. I'm just saying that most of the time, I just use conditioner and not shampoo, and you'd be surprised. I have found that even if my hair is starting to get to that point where it's a little bit greasy, you know, you can see it in the roots, you're a bit like, oh, I don't know, just washing it with conditioner and then like drying it, specifically if you use a hairdryer, which I know I just said don't, but if you do, your hair will just look clean. You don't need shampoo to strip away the oil in your hair. You don't need to clean it with shampoo. I feel like my hair's condition turned around on its head when I stopped shampooing it every day. I was shampooing my hair every day and it was just so frizzy and so dry. If you often think that, you know, you need to straighten your hair because your hair is so frizzy, maybe you're shampooing your hair every day, because I know that sure can create some frizz. Obviously, coming from me, this sounds odd, but do try to lay off the hair dye. Again, I kind of have to dye my hair because, like I said, the color drops. Because I used to dye it so much, it's a catch-22, you know? Sorry, I just whacked that mic. You probably heard that really bad. But the roots of my hair, let me tell you, are so strong and they're so healthy. Even with this hair dye that I put on today, they are so shiny and so healthy. The ends, you can feel such a difference. They're so dry. Well, I say they're dry. They're not dry. In comparison to my roots, they are dry. But my hair is not breaking off. It's not falling out. Nothing. No split ends. I would say also, if you're looking to keep the same length of hair, then definitely get a trim every 6 to 8 weeks. This again is just common sense. Say you've got hair that's damaged at the bottom, you got some split ends, you know where you do that and then ends break off? You're making your hair shorter. And then when that snaps off, you then again have a split end at the end of where that just broke off, because your hair is so fragile, it just keeps splitting up and up and up and up and up. It's easier to get those just cut off, and then you've got healthy ends. It may seem counterproductive. It is worth having your hair trimmed every now and then, just to keep your split ends in check. But as you can see, my hair is shiny as frick. And I had this bright yellow just a couple months ago, and it was over bleached and it was in real bad condition, and now it's pretty much back to normal. Your hair will just heal itself. Your hair is always producing oil. So if you just look after it, if you just give it a rest from harsh chemicals and you treat it with hair masks and you just lay off the heat, eventually your hair will thank you and it will come back. Look at that glisten. Look at it. It's magical. So those are just some of my tips to help repair some hair damage or keep it in good condition. I hope you found this helpful. It's all about what you're putting into your body, food-wise, hydration-wise, and also just how you treat it. A good way of looking at it is imagine your hair as your skin. You wouldn't run straighteners on it. You know, you wouldn't blast a hairdryer on it. I know that sounds really silly, but treat your hair as you would treat your skin and just nourish it. You know, you'd happily put moisturizer on your skin. You'd happily put lots of body lotion on it, but you wouldn't necessarily take heat to it. And I think that's a good method to follow if you can. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, and be sure to leave all your tips in the comments below. Remember, this is part of the Positivity Pledge, so we're all going to be nice and super helpful to each other. I love you all very much, and I'll see you again soon.